and welcome back to Tech with AGR, and in this video we're going to be disassembling a hard drive. So, the hard drive in question is a Seagate Barracuda hard drive. It's a 500GB system and it came from my 2010 21.5-inch iMac. There'll be a playlist on that machine in the description. If you're interested, click it. The hard drive is a 7200 RPM hard drive and it was failing, which is why I changed it in the iMac to an SSD. Now, let's get on with that disassembly. Before I get on with tearing down the hard drive, there are two ways to spot that it's an Apple hard drive. The first way is the simplest. Of course, it's got an Apple logo right there along with the Seagate one, which is at the top. And the other reason is that on Apple's iMacs, they tend to have a temperature sensor, which is here. And this can differentiate an Apple hard drive, an Apple OEM hard drive, versus a standard off-the-shelf hard drive. The first stage of the teardown involves me unscrewing these 6 screws on the front of which hold the metal plate in place above the hard drive platter. Let me do that now. Now that's done, we can go ahead and unplug the thermal sensor, put that to the side, and turn the hard drive over to unscrew the 6 screws that hold on the back plate. This is where all the connectors sit on the hard drive and where it would connect into the computer's logic board and where it connects to the platter itself and all of its other various components. Let me just do that now. The third stage of this process is removing the metal shield that protects the inside of the hard drive. So to do that, just pick your hard drive up and unscrew it by rotating this massive metal platter round and round. I can be a little rough with this hard drive in particular because it is failing and I have no use for it. Go ahead and put that to the side. And there we have it. We've successfully opened up a hard drive. We're going to go a little bit further, but I just thought before we do that I should explain how a hard drive works and what the parts are on the inside of one. Well, this is the hard drive platter where all the data is actually stored. This is the spindle which turns the hard drive round, lets it spin. This is the actuator which moves the actuating arm, which etches data into the hard drive. This is the hard drive's PCB, which connects it to the shield, which can send data to the logic board and the data and SATA cables, and the thermal sensor in our case. And yeah, so a hard drive stores data by etching different patterns, magnetic patterns, into the platter using the actuating arm. And each time the actuating arm goes across this, it can either etch or read the data, read or write the data. When it's writing data, it's storing something to the platter. When it's reading data, it's looking at what's on the platter. Anyway, let's keep going. Next up, I'll be unscrewing these 2 things that hold in the connector, the ribbon connector. And now I'll be unscrewing this, which is the top screw of the actuator, which holds the arm. Next up, I'll be removing the platter and the spindle. To do that, I have to unscrew these 3 screws, which are, funnily enough, not T8 Torx screws. Let me go grab the correct bit. Now I've grabbed the correct bit, which was a T6 Torx screw, I can hopefully unscrew the spindle and the platter. While trying to remove the platter, I realised something. That this entire cover of the actuator was magnetic. So when you undo this screw, as I have done, this entire plate comes off. If you listen carefully, you can actually hear it making a noise. It locks back on very solidly and firmly, and when taking it up, it's very strong. As a magnet, it's extremely strong. And then this moves the actuator arm off the platter, which in turn releases the platter and lets it spin completely free. Also, once I undid the ribbon connector, it gave me scope to pull out this, which is the connection point for the data and SATA cables. Now I can remove the platter itself. And this is how a hard drive, this is what a hard drive stores its data on, this platter. And that is the inside of a hard drive with nothing on. It's just the actuator arm and the actuator itself, along with the connection point. It's the hard drive PCB with a ribbon connector. So then, if you liked what you saw and you found this video interesting, please subscribe, like, and click the bell so you don't miss any future uploads of mine. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.